So, welcome on YouTube! We are writing a Doom-ish, Doom-like a song in the spirit of Doom. And the fantastic work that Mick Gordon and the lovely, lovely people at it do. So, last time we kind of finished adding an ambiental part. We kind of did some structure work. We kind of set up the last riff that we're going to go into. And let me just fix a couple of transitions real quick. And then we'll get to work on this. I think this is the C riff. It is indeed the C riff. So first of all, when we're coming from the B riff, doomed horseradish. Hold on, actually, let me check something. Let me move this over here. Okay. So when we're coming from this B riff, it kind of stops pretty suddenly, right? And I'm thinking about sort of fading in the ambiental parts more, right? So what if we do this and we do this and we find a sound effect to kind of fill in the void? Let's see. No, I think I gotta leave the guitar in. I gotta leave the lead guitar in, just to make sure that it kind of fills the sound space a little bit more. But I feel that this is a bit better because you feel it building a little bit more. Let's see if we have already an impact going. Which is pretty fantastic. Let's see if we can add in another one. You're going to be a stereo track. You are going to go into the effects group. And let's see what else we can find in here. If we could find something like really, really creepy, but kind of that has a bit more high-end content. I think that's the issue here. My master bus is going to be like so overwhelmed with low-end content. We're going to need to make sure that that sits right. So, okay, we can use this slam, right? And what we need to do is reverse it. If we do that, was it reversed? I think it was. Ow, that is too loud. Or is it the other way around? Let's see. Let's see if we can sort of have it like this. Can we do some interesting stuff with this? Like if, no, I fear that this is not the appropriate sample. The only thing they fear is an inappropriate sample. So high-pitched dark riser. Like if we put this in there and we sort of reverse it, right? And we say, hey, you're just gonna sit here and just have it like so. How does that sound? I'm digging that. It's like an extra texture in there that's kind of muddy. It's not super clear, but it just makes everything sound so weird. I love it. Okay, that works for me. Let's listen to the transition again. Turn it down a little bit. It's a bit too loud in the mix. Okay, I'm good with that. And yes, Emperor Palpatine, not Emperor Palpatine. I was thinking about Count Dooku. Count Dooku is a fantastic epic metal singer, vocalist, actually. And I can't remember right now the name of the actor for some reason. Emperor Palpatine probably listens to Burzum and thinks that he's so cool. But he's not. Don't be like Emperor Palpatine, kids. Over here, if you combine the Earth Plagius theme with Snoke's theme, you get a Christopher Lee. There it is. Thank you, Horseradish. Exactly. So, and by the way, do let me know if the volumes are okay or any of that jazz, right? Hopefully, I tested this out before the stream. Hopefully, everything should be fine. You should be hearing me loud and clear, smooth as butter. And you should be hearing the music at an appropriate level where it's not exploding everything. That's if I don't forget anymore to turn down samples. Anyway, we actually need to fix another transition that we did last time, and that is when these guitars come in. When these guitars come in... I kind of need to have a little bit of overlap between the two to make it feel a bit more natural. And there's also another thing that I want to do, and that is to have the riff on the synth in there as well. Okay, and I need to have where my glitch is at. So if I take this bit over here and I put it in here, and then I just mute the crap out of it and cut it out, what happens? And also we need to turn this down. And I need to copy the automation here as well. I think I'm gonna need 2 bars worth. There you go. Bars worth? Yes, the Count von Barsworth. Hey, what the heck? Dude, get me the automation. Get there, city. There you go. Automation. And let's hear it. Hey, Chief Monkey! How you doing? I can't hear anything. Is it because Why have you forsaken me? Oh, it's because the lead synths are ducked in volume. Hold on. Let me turn this louder. That sounds a-okay to me. Hey, Chief Monkey, how you doing? How have you been? And thank you so much for joining. We are still writing this Doom song, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but we knew this going in. Now, the intro, I hate it. Like so these bomb synths need to just shush, because they're not helping at all. So what if it starts like... Or what if we just turn them like really super down? What happens then? Because I need to cover up the sample. So freaking loud! Yeesh! Why you so loud? Let me create some automation in here and like turn these down. Yeesh! You should be like that, and you should be like that. Let's see how that works. I need to fix these anyway. Also, I need to have the glitch synth in there. I need to have the glitch synth in there. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm digging that. And when this other glitch synth comes in, we need to mute the other one, and we just need to turn this down a notch. Hold on. Just a notch. But I want it in there because what I want to do, basically what we need to do in order to make these guitars and these metal bits sound more industrial, we need to put in some synths, some sound effects, some things to take it out of there. Out of that sort of metal area, right? Okay, and I'm down with that. Now, for this second bit, I'm thinking high synth. So that sort of thing. I'm kind of feeling it here, I have to say. So if we go into our lead synths over here, I'm gonna close this glitch thing up, and I'm gonna look to the lead synths. I am going to go, where should I put this so that I can bloody well see it? I'm going to add another track. I'm going to say an instrument. I think I'm going to go with the Ana 2. I think I'm going to go with the Ana 2, but I'm going to use sine waves and square waves through distortion to kind of create that effect that I want. Let's see if we can make it happen. You need to go into the lead synths. You are going to be my Ana 2. And I'm going to, What if we take the MIDI of the actual riff and we cut it up in 16th notes with like a transgate or something? What would that sound like? But play it up. We need to play it up. What happens then? I'm curious. So if we take this, we need to... Okay, and we need, like, I want to intersperse this with actual noise. Hold on. Let me turn you down a notch. And so, again, in it, you're gonna be a saw wave. Saw. Let's actually use a Moog saw. Let's make it a super saw. Let's go to our oscillator 2. Let's see if we have a noise thing. Noise. There's nothing. We've got no noise here. DLC. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put a trans gate. And now we're gonna distort the living crap out of it. It's very quiet right now, I know. But bear with me. It's gonna get loud. And I need to put in some tape machines at the end and sort of distort those as well. These need to clip. Okay. And now we need an amp. Or some pedals. Oh, come on. I got these with the Focusrite bundle, and apparently they need to be authorized. Of course they do. Of course they do. Let's go into THU Slate, and let's mess around with some. Let's turn that up. Let's turn it up. Okay, let's bring the makeup gain back up on our compressor. Okay, I think I need to turn it down. You can feel the compressor pumping, right? And to get that effect, like my attack is a bit slower. It's not right at the dot, so you can hear a bit of the attack. And I put in an 808 in there as well, in the Ana 2. And my release is super short. Yeah, and you hear that sway. The transgate is also helping. Because otherwise it would sound like this, right? But when you add in the transgate as well, it's pumping, it's moving around, right? And that's what we want. And let's pump it full of like input gain, right? And you know what? Let's put an auto wah on it. And that's a that's a synth. That's a synth already. That's a synth. Gosh darn it. That's a synth already, right? If we pump it into a delay and a reverb, right? If we mess around with the volume in here, actually, I need to get the compressor makeup gain to be a lot louder. And I'm gonna mess around with its main input in here, so. Right, and in here, this stuff needs to get loud. Get loud, son, get crunk. Nice horseradish. That's super early, really. If you have your stocks ready by the end of the month, you'll get through that winter no problem. Cheers. So I have that synth going over the top of the guitars, right? The problem with that, oh, my lead synths are not at their appropriate volume. That's the problem with that. That's why everything was super quiet. So be mindful of your gain staging, what can I say? Why are the lead synths so loud to start out with, though? Excuse me. You kidding me right now? Have I just been keeping my... No, my lead synths are at 0. That's at 0. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's how they should be. So you over here need to be at 0 as well. And I need to be careful that the synths I have in here will stay at an appropriate volume. Oh, snap! Snap! That is, whoa. Hold on. I'm digging that. Like, I have to say I'm digging that. Ha! Chiff Monkey with the emote there. Hearing this blind is intriguing. Well, are you digging it? Cause I'm digging it. Like, it sounds super aggressive and mean and just gnarly, just Oh yeah. Okay, and we're gonna duplicate this, so this is gonna be like a Riff C synth 1, and I'm gonna duplicate it, and I'm gonna play the same, almost the same thing, but I'm gonna play it higher. This is gonna be synth 2. You are not going to do that. You are not going to do that. Your volume will just be like this, and all it has to do is basically what this synth needs to play is just the Fs. Right? That's what it kind of needs to do. Actually, let's freaking record this. Let's do it. Screw it, we'll do it live. I messed it up. But damn, that sounds cool. I'm down with that. It sounds appropriately Doom-ish. It's not on point. It's a lot more simplistic than what Mick Gordon comes up with, but I never pertain to have the abilities of a god. So, let's do it like this. Right? So what's happening there? I played it once in an octave, and then I played it much higher, right? Like an octave higher. This is to kind of create more hype, right? While we go through the part, because it's pretty repetitive. So you need stuff that keeps the listener interested. What happened there? I think I needed to be actually on time. I think that would have helped. It's because of the compression. The compression made it sort of jump out, right? Because that first attack was super loud. So in order to kind of fix that, we are going to have to kind of compensate a little bit. We're going to go to the 16th note over here. We're going to turn that volume down considerably. Hopefully that'll fix it. Let's see. Right? But now we need to give it more depth, right? To kind of make this lead pop out even more. And then we're going to put it in the background. Because whenever you think you have a good lead, so whenever you have like, oh my god, this is the lead, try putting it in the background and writing another one. There's a little writing challenge for you. Just put your best stuff in the background and try to write better than that. What's the worst that can happen, right? I'm actually going to use the... You know what? I think I'm going to send this to the lead guitar verb. No, I'm not, because that's going to cross my wires. I think I'm going to use our old pal Supermassive over here. Just set it to large, splashy synth. Right, and we're going to put it... just going to add in a bit of reverb to kind of make it pop a little bit more and have a more ambiental vibe. I'm down with that. Now, let's go to our compressor, and we're going to do our gain staging over here. So we're kind of overloading the channel in a way. So we're going to turn it down afterwards. We're adding a lot of distortion, and that's what we want. But we want it a bit quieter because we want it to sit in the background. Okay, and now we need a good lead, right? We need like a just wah, 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 something. I don't freaking know. But let's find it. Let's find it together. Let's see what else we can do. Like, what huge leads can we bring to the forefront? And I'd like to use some weird synths, right? Because that's what Mick does. He uses weird synths and he makes them sound right. So we tried this Viking synthesizers the first time around, and it didn't work out great. I'm wondering if we can make it work this time. You are going to be the Riff C lead synth 01. And you are going to go into my lead synth channel. It is good. Now we just need to turn it down a notch so it doesn't exploderize our faces. Ah! Lovely. Okay. You know what? Soft lead, bright lead. Blam saw, excuse me. And if we distort the crap out of it, what happens? I do wonder. We're gonna use the same channel strip that we had before. I'm just gonna turn it down a notch because it's probably gonna be loud. Dude. Okay. Let's find a lead. Some notes. That's so dumb! Okay. That's just... love it. It's just terrible. It's not right? Because it needs more gravitas, right? Sounds like a duck with a vocoder. Exactly, that's the problem. I love it like that, but I'm thinking, what if we added in another sort of duck synth, but not a duck synth? So what else do we have in here as bright leads or electro bass? What is this? Synthwave division. So if we play both of these, what if we did a sort of... Also, what the crap is happening with the volume? Gee-bus. What if we did a sort of 9 Inch Nails-y like chromatic thing? What if we just go up and up and up with like the chromatic scale? So we go like... Would that work? No. The answer is no. that too similar to what we have already? Like, what does the first lead sound like? It's too similar. Like, I need something cool. But how? How do we write cool? Isn't that really the crux? Isn't that really the problem when you're writing music? How do you write something cool? It's one of the banes of our existence as writers, isn't it? Because it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how you get to it. But in the end, it has to sound cool. If it doesn't sound cool, it doesn't matter how nice or intricate or even melodic or even catchy your part is. If it doesn't sound cool, it's not cool, and therefore you have failed. But yes, it does sound like a duck. I need to change this bright lead because it's murder. Noise to signal. Modern jazz. I have to hear modern jazz, guys. I bet that woke you up. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. I know it sounds dumb right now, but in the end, the road from dumb to cool is actually a pretty short one. I think. Hold on. I messed it up at the end. I messed it up at the end. Why? But how are you feeling about that as notes, as just the notes? Oh my god, that was terrible singing. I'm sorry. It's I apologize. Let's try that again. You know what? Actually, no, I don't want to do... So, I was thinking about putting a break in the synth and just letting the riff carry it for like a bar or something like that. But I don't think that'll work because we did it already the first time around. Where you at? Ish. We did it the first time-ish, so maybe that's not the way of doing it. Maybe, but I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. We'll try it out. Let's record the part, but it's got the same sort of vibe as the first riff lead, which I don't know if it's exactly what we want. And yes, indeed, Chief Monkey, based on your experience, it is luck. It's luck. But we'll see what we can do. So, hold up. Let's try it. Let's try something else. Hold on. No freaking way. We're going with the first idea. Screw it. Luck duck. But I'm digging this. Let's quantize these suckers. We're really just playing quarter notes, aren't we? Yes, we are, and there's nothing wrong with that. In here, did we quantize these as well? Yes, we did. So now we're actually playing on beat, and I think now that I think about it, I think we are going to do it with half and half. Let's see what we can do. So if we half and half it, what does it sound like? There you go, buddy. Your cooking has turned into a disaster. You cooked way too much. Well, is there really such a thing as too much of a good thing? Yes, there is. But at the same time, maybe it's not a disaster. Okay, you made a little bit too much, but you can put it in storage, right? And you can keep it in the fridge and eat out of it for the next 3 months. That could be a thing. Come on, you little... Oh, it was correct. Wait, is it correct? Crap. Okay, yeah. Okay, there you go. Let's see how that sounds. And in order to accentuate that bit where basically the synths remain on their own, actually, I need to sort of put in a reverse snare over the normal snare. Can I actually mix these two together? No, I cannot. No, I cannot. That's going to be fine, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the reverse snare in here. I'm going to... Because you remember we used the sound effect of the reverse snare, but reversed again, to kind of, as a sort of snare bomb on our actual drum snare, in order to make it pop and hit a lot harder. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this. And we need to fix that synth. I totally agree. Those two synths that we already did work super well if you want to have a sort of extra texture to it. But as main sounds, they're pretty terrible. Like, I'm not gonna lie. In order to kind of make this slam, really, or slap, as the kids say, I need to make it slap. What if I took the slams that we had previously and we kind of used them as like accents to kind of accent along the main accents? That's so dumb to say, but you'll get my drift in just a second. Is this the thing? Is this the thing? So it's like dum 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 dum. Meta accents. Yes, indeed. Indeed. So it's like dum dum dum. How does that accent actually come into our drums? So it's like, okay, so it's 2/16 notes on the last quarter, right? No, it is not. No, it is not, Dan. Come on, get your head in the game. It's 2/16 notes on the third quarter note at the beginning. Over here is actually where they would need to slam. Okay, so in order to kind of do that without actually wrecking it, Okay. Okay, no, not like this. Not like this. You need to come like that. Boom. Okay. Let's see how that sounds, actually. It's 2/16 notes, I said previously. Let's play that instant replay so that we can see how I said 2/16 notes. Hey. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, and this last slam actually needs to be much shorter because it's gonna come in over the snare, and that's not what we want because we want the snare to hit and sound massive, right? Snare 101. If it's not destroying your entire apartment building when you're hitting play, it's not enough. It's not loud enough. It's not aggressive enough. So let's just hear the drums with these accents. Like, how cool would that be? So that you can actually hear what I'm trying to accomplish here. And all of these little things add up to a huge part, right? Because it needs to sound massive. Okay, there's two more things that we need to do. I need to get these sort of accents to sort of mesh a little better with the other with the bits before, right? To not have that cutoff in volume. Yeah, that's what needs to happen over there. And I'm gonna do it like slightly differently over here, just so that we have just a bit of variation. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You shouldn't care about it. So here it is. Yeah, and really, when it comes to like having these sound effects, these cinematic sound effects in your songs, right? If you're trying to go for like an instrumental song and you're trying to make it sound interesting, you gotta like the way I think about it is that my sound effects are my secondary drum kit, really. It's like a percussion kit, almost, right? Because we've got these going all over the place, and I'm relying heavily on them to distinguish this song from just being a generic sort of metal song, right? This gives us that industrial vibe that we need when we're tackling this style. Okay, and now the last ingredient is that we need to turn these down just a smidge so that they fit in with our drums much better. Yeah? And I think that just sounds fantastic. The only thing left for us to do on this part, until I think we move on to the next one, is that we need to find a proper lead synth tone, right? Because come on, this is not okay. I don't seem to have a reverb for my synths, and I think that's by design. But I don't feel like it's a very, very good idea because I've already got 4 reverbs going and we don't want that to happen, right? So just for organization's sake, and just so that we're mindful of our PC and our sort of load on our CPU, we're going to create quickly a parallel reverb bus. We're going to use supermassive. I keep writing supermassive for some reason. I think horseradish, you've got me thinking about food. And yes, if you haven't eaten breakfast, please do. It is pretty late to eat breakfast, but at least better late than never, I would say, right? Riff C lead verb, right? We're gonna create it for the specific reason of having a sort of parallel reverb for our lead synths on this part for now. Right, I'm gonna move you over there, and basically we're gonna send these synths into that parallel reverb. Okay, and in order to kind of keep the proportions properly, we're gonna set the mix to 100%, and we're gonna set our volume to about here-ish. Right, that should be pretty loud. Okay. And you know what you can do to make this part hit even harder? You put in booms. You know it. You know it. You knew it was coming to this. Like, there's no absolute way that we couldn't have had our booms in here. You gotta have them. Just things need to be exploding and on fire constantly. It's doom, people. It's doom. Right? Just need to turn that sub drop a bit lower in volume because it's a tad much. You know what we can do actually for this part. Actually, hold on. I wonder if we can do something cool. There it is again. There's that word, cool. That's what's important in music, gosh darn it. It's not about the feeling, it's not about the emotion, it's about how cool you are. It's about actually all of those things. You know what? People think that making music is just so. Yeah, you're bohemian. You're an artiste. It's so freeing and libertarian. You don't have to think about anything and just be free and let your artistic expression soar. It's not like that. I'm worried constantly. I'm stressed out constantly, out of my mind, thinking all the time about ideas, hooks, overanalyzing any sort of sound or music I hear. It is fun though. And I do love it. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. But I'm stressed out of my mind. Anyway, let's look at vocals. Let's try to put in a vocal. If we go with the air vocal. I want it to sound more like an actual... It's probably because of all that distortion happening in there. Let's turn it off. So I'm trying to like incorporate a vocal in there, a vocal chop, right? But that's constant. Okay, and how low is that note? So we need to be in the C2 range. Right? And let's see how that sounds when we mix it in with the rest of the synths, and we bring it up just while the riff is on its own, right? Because what I want to do is I want to sort of create a sort of pumping vocal effect, like the breathing of someone, right? That's basically what I want to do, and that thing is used all over the Doom stuff, and the Doom stuff, as well as in a lot of industrial stuff. So let's see how that sounds. These need to be much louder, right? So let's try to mix them in the actual synths, and then we'll mix them with the rest of the songs. So if we go to our lead synths group, we turn that on. Just a sort of a thing. It's like, it doesn't even need to be, it needs to be breathy. It needs to be the breath of something, right? It doesn't actually need all of that definition when it comes to the, when it comes to like, we don't need the definition of the sound, right? So if we take out like the mids, sounds like a messed up 80s song for some reason. Like, I'm getting those synthwave vibes. But yeah, it's weird. It's like I'm trying to write Doom Eternal music, but it's like I'm trying to write Doom 2 music in the spirit of Doom Eternal. It feels a little bit like that. Am I the only one who's getting that sort of vibe? Any news on the Cyberpunk Synthwave track? Not yet, Chef Monkey, because I haven't had a chance. So for that song, I think it's gonna be a while until I can actually record vocals for it, but because I'd like to. I have to be honest. I'd like to release it as a vocal thing, but it's gonna be a while. So I think maybe we should get on actually releasing the instrumental version first, and then we'll probably do a vocal version of it, or we'll write another song and we'll do vocals on that. So maybe that would be an idea. I'll have a chat with the Radiant Seeker, see if she can do some artwork, and then we're just gonna release it. We're just gonna call it Night City. She's probably gonna draw something. She's probably gonna hate me for giving her work right now, but. It is what it is, and I'm sure she'll be happy to help out. I'm just making fun. So let's see if we can find some other sort of synth. What does Dext have for us? Let's see again. That's messed up, bro. Okay, we need to listen to just a part where we actually got stuff playing. Probably use a mini move. Okay, I'm down with that. We still need a main synth sound, right? Damn, that's gnarly! Let's try the Mono Fury. I've always loved this thing. This thing. Is it this thing? I think it's this thing. Let's try the Horn of Sync. The Horn of Sync usually gets me out of trouble. I think this is the one. This actually doesn't need compression. Horseradish. Oh, now where to go? I'm gonna cut for YouTube in just a second, but I want to kind of finish this bit before I do that. So let's turn off the compression over here. Let's monitor our output gain and let's see if it destroys us. Wait a minute. Let's send this to the Riff C lead verb and let's not actually use the extra reverb. Because it's gonna myrtleize my system if I don't do that. So hold on. How about this lead tone? I think that sounds pretty good. See you next time on YouTube. Cheers. Ow! Make it stop.